There we go. Okay, now we got the chat ready. Everything's ready. All right, I guess we can start. This is literally my first time streaming. So I've been streaming for like 3 to 4 years on Twitch, and today marks the first stream on YouTube, which is very exciting. This was the goal, to just merge both communities, so here we are. And welcome to day 16. This is literally half of the bootcamp is already done, and the best part is that I've shared literally everything I know. So I mean, I tried to break it down in as simple terms as possible for the past 15 days. So from now on, I'm gonna be more like, I'm going into the advanced stuff. So whenever there's a term which you are not familiar with, you might have to go back to the previous 15 days and check it out. But yeah, from now on, I'm gonna just assume that you are advanced, or at least, somewhere in between, because the first 15 days were just foundations, mindset, which is, by the way, the most important thing. And now the rest of this bootcamp is going to be more technical. So today is literally just preparing for Q4. As you know, most money is made in Q4. And actually there's a lot of things or a lot of products which I kind of want to run. So it would be interesting. I'm gonna try to share with you guys what I'm thinking about, what sort of products I would go for, and if there's any sort of products you guys would like me to analyze live, we can do it as well. So day 16 is for Q4. So what are the main things that we should be focusing on for Q4? First of all, I want to make it clear that it's not early. So if you're thinking about running a seasonal product, such as Christmas product, it's not early. Okay, I'm gonna make it clear from now, because especially like some products like the advent calendars, people have been running them for the past 2 weeks, and we've seen a lot of people who are going viral with multiple products using this angle. So if you haven't started with this angle, then you might be missing out, because the thing is, we are kind of limited with the time frame we have. So one thing which I've always spoken about regarding seasonal products, the reason I don't really like seasonal products in general is because you're kind of limited with the time of when you could receive orders. So let's say it's for Halloween. Halloween is the best example. I think I can hear myself from here. Okay, had to mute it from there. So Halloween is the best example. If you had to run a product for Halloween, you might have to stop taking orders 2 weeks before Halloween starts. Okay, same thing for Christmas, same thing for Mother's Day, whatever it was. Okay, Valentine's Day. So that's why usually I would say it's a red flag to go for seasonal products. However, if you are advanced, then it's different. If you're advanced and you can actually blow up a product within a few days to a week, then you could go for seasonal products. But yeah, the reason we're bringing Christmas as the first thing for Q4 is because this is the only exception of a season or a holiday that it's 100% worth running. I would not mind not marketing any sort of holiday throughout the year, and then just focusing on Christmas. So I would skip Halloween, which I did, by the way. I skipped it. I didn't care about like the products or the angle of running that sort of like theme. Same for, I mean, obviously the website is another thing. So you could prepare, Valentine's Day offer on your website, or Mother's Day offer. But that's one thing. We're talking here about the marketing. Okay, so I want to make that very clear. It's all about marketing. I've said this before. I would assume you know this by now, but marketing is the single-handedly most controllable factor which you could, put in more energy into to get more outcome. Okay, so it's more input. The more input you add into whatever, the more outcome you get. and that applies the most to marketing. So Christmas, you should have, especially if it makes sense for your product, try to already try to decorate the background and go for such formats. I might be showing you some examples because today is all about preparations. And yeah, I kind of feel bad for my affiliates if they're watching, because there's a product which I've spoken about previously and it's top. It's really good. I thought it would actually just fall off within a few months, but it surprised me because I actually ticked all the boxes. I was gonna run it. It's the orb. If you know, you know. So that product is actually bringing like the trend back, but this time with the Christmas theme. So hopefully I can find it during the stream, but it was basically using it as an ornament. Really insane marketing angle. I have to talk about this because this is brilliant. Like, if you can find a product, by the way, it doesn't need to directly correlate with the Christmas theme, but if you can do what they did, then you can have an upper hand. I'll try to find it in a sec. So the first point was seasonal. Okay, you want to go for preparing for Christmas. Okay, that's the first way to prepare for Q4, and that applies to the environment, so the background, the way you market, even with the text. So the copywriting, the audio, what else? Props. There's a lot of ways to do that. So that's the first way I would prepare for Q4. And secondly, you need to do your daily market research. We're not going to say product research because at this point, I hope you have a product you're working on. If you do, then this will make more sense. Even if you don't, there's a lot of products to be run right now. There's plenty of products which, if I had all the time in the world, I would run them all. And you know me, I don't like pump and dump. However, this is actually the first time, or like the only time in the year, where it's actually worth to run a few pump and dump products, in particular the Advent. But I'm just gonna put it in the sense that, okay, I'm just gonna type pump and dump. You would have never expected me to write pump and dump, but this might be actually the only time in the year where you're fine doing that. But we're gonna do it the smart way. Okay, so we're not gonna be doing it the no value, no value way. So this applies to Advent products. It pretty much applies to proven concept products. So you could literally find an old product which has been proven to work in the past, and then bring it back and then market it through a different angle, which is, you know, it being a gift for Christmas. We've spoken about this in the past. I'm gonna talk about it again. You could run a saturated product, especially if it's a proven product, and then change the angle. It's all about angles. It's all about marketing. This was literally the first thing I've spoken about. Marketing is what makes you stand out from your competition. And if you could get on this trend from now, I know we're still in like late, I mean, we're getting into October, so some people might say, oh, I'm gonna wait till November till I start with the Christmas vibe or like the theme. Wrong. You wanna try to rack up as many orders from now, because you have to remember, you need to stop taking orders for Christmas 2 weeks pre, or 3 weeks even, sometimes 3 weeks pre-Christmas. So you need to rack up orders from now, and this is how you do it. You run a product, whether it's directly correlated to Christmas or something which has been proven to work in the past. There's plenty of products. There's literally this mini car which you could control. We've seen Mikey make 100K with it. We've seen a lot of people make money with it. Literally, I sent this to my affiliates yesterday. I can actually show it to you guys. So they haven't, whoever was running this product was not seeing success or views with their product until they ran with the Christmas angle. I think this is it. Let's take a quick look. So Slight Storm. Hello. Seems like my Insta is bugged. Okay, they haven't went viral here, but that's... Oh, they actually are going viral on Instagram too. They have over 1 million views on TikTok with this exact same video. So let me show you here. Prior to it, they're posting 300, 1K, 7K. Nothing seems to work. This is in September. He was actually putting a lot of effort, by the way. This is like an old way of marketing. If you know, you know. Scorpion Shot used to go for this sort of angle where he shows himself. And it worked for him. And then, boom, he goes for this angle, which is top 3 gifts, which is a proven way of marketing. This one actually went viral on TikTok, but this is the golden video which I want to show you guys. So yeah, it's a very simple video with Christmas audio, which I cannot play right now, but you get the point. Now, personally, would I run this product? No, but it's impressive to see that someone actually went for this angle, although it's a saturated product. It's I mean, look at his views prior to this, and then on TikTok he has over 1 million too. So the point is, this is like easy way to get views right now, and it makes sense because you're trying to get orders early before you get into December. So yeah, you need to remember that you don't need to always go for unsaturated products. Go for products which have been performing in the past, and then make the most out of them. Yo, what's up? Feel what's good, boys? Every now and then I'm gonna be reading chat, so if you have any questions, just let me know. So yeah, so far we covered the marketing angle, primarily Christmas, seasonal products. So advent calendars. Advent calendars are the only pump and dump products which I would run, honestly, for Q4. Apart from it, I have to say custom products are actually gonna make the most money here, because if you can stand out as a brand and then make a big offer for Q4, people will most likely buy from you than competitors or like gimmicky products. So yeah, try to, I mean, you have 2 months, solid 2 months to establish as a brand and go viral. So best way you could do that is maybe start with this sort of angle, go viral with this angle, get a bunch of followers, a bunch of feedback, put them as your social proof, and then you could establish yourself as a brand and get more sales. So yeah, custom products. What do I mean by custom products in this context for Q4? The thing is, there's a product which I'm sure is gonna print this Q4. I've been struggling to find a supplier for a very long time, but it's a very advanced product. It's completely custom. I've shown it once in my previous videos, so if you guys are, you know, up to date, you're catching up with every video, you're gonna know what I'm talking about here. But there's a few custom products. If you can correlate them to this season, then you're gonna make more money. For example, what sort of product can I reveal? Because I'm working on 3 products right now for this Q4. Okay. Try to find a product which is more related or more recognizable by people celebrating Christmas. Okay, so maybe religious products, Christian products. These sort of products are actually gonna be doing really well in Q4. I'm being honest with you guys. These are gonna perform really well. Second, and then obviously if it's custom where you could have a label on it. So let's say, for example, you would have a name. So let's say it's a memorial product, or it's for a new child, whatever sort of product. if you could put the name on the product, then you're gonna have an upper hand over your competitors. So let's say it's a bag, it's a orb, you know, the orb which has this base. If you could engrave the name on that base, also you're gonna have a big upper hand. What else? Let's try to see if I can find a quick example here. I'm actually curious to whether people are going for this for the Christmas vibe or theme. So I got a few winning products here which are saved from our live product research. I'm gonna pick something which is proven to work here. For example, this. Are they still posting? Okay. They might have gotten lawsuit, I don't know. There's no other explanation to why they stopped. Okay, that's an orb. They're going for a bad angle. Let's see this guy. Yeah, okay. I think I've spoken about this guy before. Let me see. I think he tested the advent calendar. Yeah. But he was just reposting other people's content. That's not even his content. Interesting. I'm actually surprised that this product did not make it. I was very close to testing this, but at the end of the day, it's a pump and dump, unfortunately. So it's not worth going for. Unless like you don't have a winning product, then you could go for it. Okay, this is a 100% winner. Let's take a look. By the way, this is like the easiest product to go for. If I had no winner right now, and I actually wanted to go for a winning product, 100% I would go for this. 100%. Whoever is watching this, and you don't have a winner, I know I'm ruining this on everyone who are running this product. You're gonna hate me, but trust me. If you don't have a winner, this is it. Especially with our context here. I'm actually glad I picked this as our example for today. It will literally tick all of the boxes for today's topic. So how could we prepare for Q4 with this product, considering it's a winner? First of all, let's see, have they gone for the Christmas angle yet? Nope. So if I were to run this right now, I could literally outcompete them by going for a different angle. So I wouldn't even be in the same league. I would be in a different, like I'm competing in a different market than them. And that's the beauty of it. So although it's a saturated product, I would actually go for a completely different angle, which is gonna put me ahead of him. Yeah, it's just going for like, I mean, their marketing is good. Let's see, how often do they go viral? Because I can see they're putting a lot of effort for the videos, but unfortunately, the more you learn about this game, the more you understand it's not about effort, it's about working smart. Okay, they're having some hard time to go viral. If I were them, I would 100% go for the Christmas angle. And by the way, you don't need to just full send it, like all in on the Christmas angle. You could do it like as one format. So you could cycle 5 different formats. One of them is Christmas, other is like Lego, third is the crying girl or whatever. Okay, so I would literally go for the top 3 gifts as an example. Or we could go for, let me see, can I find them here? I'd copy this sort of angle as well. This is proven to work. Doesn't seem like he went viral here yet. What about his other page? Okay, it doesn't seem like he has Instagram here. Yeah, so I would go for this sort of angle. either this or the top 3 gifts, something like that. So unboxing with the background. So yeah, as you can see, we just found a product which has not been optimizing the new angle. I mean, they might be preparing for it. Maybe it's too early for them, but you could actually go for it from now. Okay. So we covered the custom products, something which is not found on Amazon. This is primarily what I mean by custom. So literally, it could be as small as just adding a name on the product that would put you in the category of custom products. Okay. The fourth thing I want to talk about is actually testing multiple products. Although I've spoken before in the basics, in the first 15 days, I've said try to focus on 1 to 2 products, main products, and then having these seasonal or side products on the side. It's still true here. However, if you have no winner, first of all, and you have a lot of time, then I'd highly recommend you go for at least bare minimum 3 products. It's really easy to go for 3 products, and you could have like 1 custom product and then 2 pump and dump, which are seasonal, and you're gonna have an higher chance. Because you need to remember, this is the only time of the year where you need to actually rush and be quick. Otherwise, you cannot really just wait 14 days for a product to arrive. For example, it's a custom product from Alibaba, and then you need to prepare from now. That's why this video is uploading at the right time. Okay, if you haven't prepared your Q4 products, do it now. It's not early. You need to actually be posting from now for the next 2 months. Okay. So test minimum 3 products. And yeah, they could be custom and pump and dump season products. Let's see. What else? I mean, I'll tell you guys, like, based on my products or my experience. Actually, the main reason I haven't done any bootcamp days for the past 4 days, I've been really busy with the brand. We've been doing well. However, now I'm trying to split my energy into multiple products. So I want to keep that on the side, and then I want to test a few more products. I'm gonna try to share in this bootcamp one of the products which I'm gonna run for this Q4, because I'm planning on adding 2. Currently I have 2. If I add 2, then it's perfect. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna share one more for the bootcamp, and hopefully we could have a good case study out of it. So number 5. Let's talk about just the mindset behind all of this. What's the reason behind Q4 being so important? First of all, let me check. November 28th. Okay, so we have 2 big days for this year. November 28th. And then we have December 25. Okay, so we have 2 big days for Q4. That's the main reason we focus on Q4. But how can we make the most out of it? One, you're gonna need to have a really good product which is proven to work. So I would honestly not advise you guys to go for a product with no proven concept. So if you've been watching some people prior to watching me, which told you that you need to go for unsaturated products in this Q4, don't do that. If you want to go for unsaturated product, it has to be based off a proven product in the past which performed, or a proven concept which performed. Only then will it be good actually to go for this sort of product, because this is actually the only time of the year where you need to have something out of it, you know? So the best way for you to actually make sure you're gonna not miss out, it's literally FOMO. Okay, you want to make sure that you don't miss out of this final part of the year. And the best way for you to do that is to pick a product which is more likely to work. Even if it was 10K, it's still better. Okay, I'm sure people will show you their 100K months or whatever this Q4. Even if it was 5K, 10K, it's still good. You just want to make something out of it. And the best way to do that is to go for a product which is proven to work, preferably custom. Reuse, recycle your old accounts. So if you have a primed Instagram account with a bunch of followers from your previous products, reuse it. Otherwise, create one right now and create a theme page. Start posting your niche content, get a bunch of views for reposting viral content, then start posting your product. So that's very much it for preparing for Q4. And then if I were to add this one final part is honestly reinvest. So whether you have made money in the past, you have saved some money, or you're just not sure whether you want to spend money or not, my advice is to invest. So instead of going out to dinner or going out to this concert, which your friends have been talking about, literally take that money, invest it into better lighting, better camera, so better phone, or even a second phone, third phone. Get SIM cards for the TikTok. What else? Props, the background, pretty much like all the base things which I've spoken about in the past, you actually need to invest into, because the ROI for these things is really high. I cannot stress this enough. So yeah, this was a wrap for day one. By day one, I mean day one of me live streaming on YouTube. But hopefully I covered most of the things for this day, for day 16. So if there's any final questions, so obviously number 6 would be reinvest into basically marketing, okay? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Even your accounts, you need to prime accounts. If you don't know how to prime your accounts, I'd highly recommend you watch my previous bootcamp days, because this is literally the second most important thing. And yeah, that's it, boys. So hopefully by now you know what to do, and I'm actually like, hopefully I made you guys feel this FOMO that you're gonna miss out if you actually don't do something right now, because trust me, it's not early. You need to actually start preparing from now. Get your product shipped, get your props, your table, your wrap, your phone, whatever you're missing, get it now. And yeah, try to prepare your accounts and start posting, because Q4 is where most money is made. So thanks for watching, boys, and hopefully this was a helpful day. So yeah, I'm gonna try to go live as well tomorrow for day 17. But yeah, that's it for today. So see you on day 17. Peace out.